Hey, Milo, I am so thrilled to be speaking with you.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time to speak with me.
My God, I want you to know you're making me feel very old. I first met your dad back on the days of Lethal Weapon 1. You weren't even born.
Wow. I was not born. You're right.
And I don't even know if your brother, if Louie was born then when he was shooting that. I don't think so.
No, maybe not.
Yeah. But I have to tell you, I have been so impressed with your work over the past number of years since you started acting. You had a small part in Hacksaw, and if you're going to get directed by somebody, your dad is the man to be directed by on a first film or an early film.
Yeah, I was lucky. I was lucky enough to be on that film, and it was a pleasure to work with him because I think he's an amazing director.
Oh, he is outstanding. And then you work with Rod on the Outpost. And I got to tell you, between you and Scott Eastwood, I don't know which one of you I enjoyed watching more.
Well, thanks. I appreciate that. Working with Rod Lurie was awesome, and doing the Outpost written by Jake Tapper, that was amazing. So it was an all around great experience to work with all the actors on that and to be working with everybody.
So, but it's been such a joy to watch you and to see you grow as an actor with the roles you're taking until now with Manifest West. Milo, this is a tour de force performance as Dave Hayes. I got to tell you.
I appreciate that. It means a lot.
This character is so intriguing. And to watch you go down the rabbit hole with him just fascinated me. Absolutely fascinated me with the raw emotion you put into this. I know your brother directs the film along with Joe. What led you to this role? Because this is really a meaty part for you.
Yeah, no, I think when Louie approached me, and said, "Hey, read the script, tell me what you think," and then he was like, "You want to be Dave?" Kind of sprung it on me. I took a read of it, and it's not something that it's not a character that I've jumped into the shoes of yet, as of until now, right, with Manifest West, and that kind of really intrigued me to take that shot and see it, and see what I could do with him, and with the writing from Louie and Joe and Annet Mahendru. Who played my wife in it, who's Louie's wife in real life. With all of them, it just made it such an enjoyable moment, and it's such an enjoyable experience to do this. Yeah.
For you, how do you even prepare to get into the mindset of somebody like Dave Hayes, especially when in that third act of this film, because you are a real emotional powerhouse in that third act, and it really sets off when you're sitting there playing opposite Lexy Kolker, having I call it the bourbon scene.
Yeah.
That is not.
I think to start off, I don't want to give away too much of the film, but yeah, I think if you start off with the simplest thing, as in, everyone has their problems, right? Everyone has their family problems. Everyone has their, there's always something going on in someone's life. And I think when you start out with that simple kind of idea of that, then I think you can go down that rabbit hole and really, really emulate what that person might be feeling at that moment, whether or not you've been through it or not, and I haven't been in this situation before. So, there's that, you try to just go down that rabbit hole and feel as much as you can. But I think when you have amazing actresses and actors around you, like Lexy Kolker and Madison Friedman and Annet Mahendru and, Michael Cudlitz, when you have those actors around you, it just makes things so much more real. And when they give everything they have, and you give everything you have, it really comes off the page, and it really becomes real, obviously. And yeah, doing the third act, I think we had been through so much already, and that was kind of like those are the last couple of days of shooting for us. So we'd already been through everything. So I think cultivating everything that had already happened really resonated with me, and bringing all those emotions out. It was so real at that time, so real. Everything was so real for me that it was already at the surface. So it just needed a little bit of a kick, and it happened.
Well, talk about a kick. Milo, that is a real kick in that third act that you infuse. I'm curious. This is a really intimate ensemble cast. And it's intimate on many levels, not just the story itself, focusing on the Hayes family, and particularly through Lexy's POV, her character of Riley. But it's also, there's you and Louie. Annet is married to Louie. We've got the two Kolker sisters in the film. For a film like this, did you find all the familial ties a benefit to getting into character and for the execution of this story?
I think, I think, sometimes they say, don't work with family, that like bad things will happen, right? I think, on this, we all were very open and free, and we all collaborated together. And so, when it was me, Louie, and Annette and Joe, because, Joe and Louie went to college together, so we've all known each other for a very long time. That we all just kind of fell together into a family orientation. And then Lexy and Ava, they're sisters. And then Madison Friedman, she is a really, really good, close family friend with the Kolkers. So she's almost like a sister to the Kolkers. So it was kind of like two families kind of basically coming together and making a film, and it was beautiful. And everything worked out as the best it could possibly be.
How important was the location for this film? Because it looks like a very isolated area. I love that cabin. Did you shoot within the cabin?
Yeah, the whole film is basically shot outside that cabin and inside that cabin.
Wow.
We didn't do any so like the exteriors were the interiors, and the interiors were where were we? Oh my God, where we were for the interiors. So yeah, that was up in Forest Falls. We shot in a small town up in Forest Falls, up by Big Bear, kind of like Angeles Oaks kind of area. Really nice, really cool, quiet town. Everyone knows each other, and they were very, very, very open for us to be there. And so it was a great experience to shoot up there, for sure. And when we shot, it took 20 minutes to get up to the cabin on a very, very bumpy road. Let me tell you, like if you had a Prius, you're not getting up there. So once we're up there, you didn't leave set. So and it's just us four filming all the time, right? So a lot of the scenes is all of us are in together. Mm-hmm. It felt like we really were a family by the end of it. I mean, the beginning of it we felt like a family, but towards the end it was we were just all around each other all the time. So it was an amazing experience to be with all those people and lucky enough to shoot like kind of like in the midst of the pandemic, which a lot of people weren't doing at that time. So it was just it was a great experience.
How important is the location? Especially for a film like location, costume, things like that, because you take a look at your prior films, Gangster Land, you're steeped in period as Al Capone. Hacksaw and the Outpost, it's military. You're in military garb. You're surrounded by military all the time. Here you are, you're a regular guy who's going off the grid, but isolated and dealing with issues. How important is the location and costuming, that combination to you as an actor?
I think, it's funny, like, you'll read a character and you'll be like, yeah, I think I could do this, and, whatever, first day jitters, say you got first day jitters or whatever, and then you get, put into costume, and it's like, oh, never mind, I'm good. I think, a costume does a lot, a wardrobe does a lot for you because it's important. It's who you are. It's not who you are, but it's the outside of who you are, right? And location is important because you really need to feel like you're in that world. But I think that comes, I think that's a question for, Louie and Joe, because they're the ones who made it, who make it come to life, right?
Did Louie bother telling you or Joe that you'd be doing manual labor in this film? You're up
No,
on.
they didn't. No, they didn't. But hey, I you know what? I didn't have a problem with it. I love it.
Well, yeah, you go from being an electrician to being an actor. That's quite a jump, Milo.
It is a bit of a jump, but Harrison Ford did it. Come on.
That's true.
Right?
That's true. And of course, now you have a great skill, so when you have generator or electrical issues on a set, go get your union card, get 2 paychecks on your next film.
There you go. Yeah.
There's your answer.
Yeah, great idea. I don't know if they'd let you do that. I don't know if SAG would let me do that.
You're working with 2 really great veterans. Annet is an excellent veteran herself, but then you get somebody like Cudlitz and Heidecker. What does that force you to up your game when you're working opposite someone like that?
I think, regardless of whoever you work with, I think, it's your responsibility as an actor to come with your best, Even if you're not feeling your best or whatever the circumstances might be, that's your job, right? Your job is to come to work and do the best you possibly can and try to emulate your character the best of your ability. But when you are with people who are that good, I mean, it just elevates. I feel like it elevates you yourself, because you're working with people who give you just as much as you're going to give them, and it makes magic, hopefully.
Got to ask you probably one of the most obvious questions. What kind of advice or guidance has your dad given you about pursuing acting, if he's given you any at all?
Over the years, he's told me things here and there. Forget the cameras there. There's one. Another one. Don't worry about how you're doing when you're in the middle of it. Because if you start doing that, then everything starts to unravel on you. So I think come prepared. Do your best, and don't worry about how you're doing, basically.
Well, whatever advice he's given you and whatever you've gleaned and whatever you have inherently, it all comes out in Manifest West. An amazing job, Milo. But, I got one last question for you. I'm going to put you on the spot here. Who would you rather have directing you, your brother or your dad?
Whoa. I'm going to have to say Louie.
Whoa! So that...
How about both of them? How about both of them, Debbie? How about both?
I think the 2 of them should direct you at the same time. Let them co-direct a film.
Exactly.
And of course, now your film is going to be out at the same time your dad has a film out.
Oh yeah?
On the Line is out right now.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens with them, huh?
They're both good films, but I got to say, I'm leaning towards Manifest West.
Well, thank you, Debbie. I appreciate that. That means a lot.
Oh, Milo, this has been so lovely getting to chat with you, even though you made me feel very old. I hope...
Feel bad, Debbie.
Don't feel bad. I hope we get to talk again in the future, and I just can't wait to see what you do next. I'm so excited.
Thank you so much.
So excited to see where your career takes you, because you're definitely here to stay.
Well, thank you, Debbie. I appreciate that.
Oh, thank you so much, Milo, and you have a great rest of your day.
You as well.
Bye-bye.